The Remembering, Chapter 1, The Shelter Tree. The world outside Idut sleeps restlessly, tucked beneath skies that flicker with too many stars and too few answers. But beneath the old tree that houses the shelter, the air is still, holy. Time slows here, not because it forgets, but because it remembers. L'Oreal moves through the quiet like wind between chimes. She keeps her prayers hidden behind her breath. No one here knows her name, though the roots beneath her feet do. She sings softly to them when she sweeps the floor. For the light of Yah is my shield, and his breath is my bread. I will walk through shadow, and I will not be afraid. She has been here long enough for people to stop asking where she came from. They only know that when she places a hand on the broken, something mends. Tonight she feels the pull, the hum, the ache in the space behind her heart that always means the veil is thinning. And then he walks in, dust on his shoulders, hood low. His presence bends the room subtly, like heat off stone. She does not flinch, but she steadies herself on the counter. Ashriel. He doesn't remember, not fully, but his spirit jolts awake like lightning through old bones. His eyes find hers and hold. And behind his gaze, the ancient fire blinks open. Echad. He speaks not with words, but with knowing, a stillness so complete it leaves no room for fear. Behind him, unseen, two seraphim enter, not physically, but through the gaps in time. They take position at either side of the entrance. Ashrael doesn't command them aloud. He never does. They serve because they remember too. He approaches. Every step is a lifetime. L'Oreal. She exhales his name. Ashrael. A vow, a return. You held the gate again, she says softly. He nods once. And you walked through. Chapter 2, The Cup and the Cloak. Ashrael doesn't speak for a while. He just sits in the corner by the hearth, hands folded, eyes half closed. He listens to the wood crackle, the wind kiss the outer walls of the shelter. His breathing becomes a rhythm in the space, a familiar harmony in her ears. L'Oreal serves him tea, though she doesn't ask what kind he wants. She already knows. White cedar and stardust for strength, for memory. He lifts the cup to his lips, pauses and says, You used to hum when you made this. She smiles, surprised but quiet. I still do. They speak slowly over the next few days, like threads being wound carefully around each other, not pulled tight, but looped gently through space and time. He helps fix a crack in the window pane with resin and prayer. She makes him a cloak stitched with the sigil of the gate that he last held open. Each small gesture is a vow. I remember. I honor what we were, what we are, who we serve. On the third morning, she finds a feather on the stair, charcoal black, rimmed in firelight. She picks it up, knowing it's his, not in flesh, but in spirit, a mark of who he is when his wings are not hidden. Later that day, he says, You smell like a rainstorm when you pray. She laughs, the first time in weeks. You always say the strangest, truest things. That night they sit beneath the ancient tree the shelter is built into. The bark bears names no one living can read except them. He touches a mark on the wood and says, You carved this when you were Eve. I watched you do it. She leans her head on his shoulder. And you held the garden gates until the flood. And you sang them open again after the water left. Echad. They do not kiss yet. It is too holy for haste. But their hands touch, palm to palm.